I'm worried.
Don't be. It's fine.
Oh!
He's fine, guys. He's fine. See, he's still dancing. Dancing. Nothing. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay, guys. He's fine. It's okay. What is going on, losers? Welcome to the Lost Losers podcast. I am your host, Mr. John McQuett, joined once again by the Tots Show, my beautiful bride, Ms. Andrew McQuett.
Hello.
Coming at you live from good old Kentucky. Young James Fortney. If you're listening just on audio, you've seen a Michael Jackson impressor. It looks like he's in a bunker somewhere. Dancing, and some dude goes to do a backflip and
Face plants.
he doesn't. He lands on the back. He lands on the back of his head,
Upside down.
He might be dead. But other than that note, welcome. I'm glad everyone's here. I'm glad you guys are all live. I know, wife, I'm going to give you a big shout out real quick as we're beginning. Thank you for joining us. I know you're not feeling good and all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Spotify, do the same thing. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere else, please leave us a 5-star review. You know, we are the wonderful losers. Now, I know normally I introduce Mr. Donnie after my wife, but I have some news for everybody. We had a lot of news actually, so I'm just going to get into it real quick. Donnie is no longer with us. He had to take a sabbatical away from us for the simple fact that he's building a house and he's trying to get a new job and he's moving in states and doing all that. So this is just no longer part of his time, and we understand that. So we love Donnie. You're more than welcome back whenever he does decide to come back from his sabbatical. So he just can't keep up with what we are trying to do here with the podcast, and we're understandable
And
with
life
that.
is kicking him in the balls.
And life is kicking him in the balls, and we all understand that. So, Donnie, we love you and all that. And we wish you well wishes, and so, you know, your door's always open for him to come back. But as God likes to say, when a door closes, a window opens, or when a window closes, a door opens, or however you look at it, on a shiny dog, or sunshine will always shine on a dog's ass, or whatever you want to say it, however you want to.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, whatever the
So
fuck you want to say.
With Donnie departing, it does kind of open up the avenues with us a little bit with our recording schedules and some things that I've had written down that I've been wanting to do that we're now going to put full into effect. So if you were one of the nice people that were one of our subscribers on Anchor, I'm canceling that on you. Thank you to those people that did that. I'm canceling that on you because we are starting a Patreon page.
Yep.
So the Patreon is going to be all the episodes. So with that, episodes are now going to be coming out instead of on Thursday. They'll be coming out on Tuesdays. If you're a Patreon subscriber, $5 a month, you will get it on Monday. So you get the new episodes a day early on Patreon. Also, if you become a $5 Patreon subscriber, you will get the LLP Sunday playlist live for you on Sundays, and whenever your little heart desires to go watch. That is a bonus. That's a bonus. And then I think monthly we will have a bonus episode of all the hardcore videos that we kind of find that we can't show on YouTube. So we will have a bonus episode monthly on there for those as well. Now for our YouTube and Rumble subscribers, YouTube especially, on Thursday nights starting April 7th. Excuse me, hold on. Before I go, let me go back a little bit. April 3rd will be the next LLP Sunday playlist. That'll be the first one live on Patreon. You'll hear the music with us. You'll hear us talk shit on each other. It's just going to be a little bit more of our control so you can be more part of it.
Yeah.
So that'd be April 3rd.
A little bit better experience.
Yes. Then on April 7th, me and James, and if whoever else, but mostly probably me and James, we will be starting on Thursday nights, what did we say, between 7 and 8 Central, 8 and 9 Eastern time. We will have the LLP story time.
Yep.
So these are the more longer. It's basically all the Reddit and weird history stories that you find meets Mystery Science Theater 3000,
Yep.
loser style. Is the
And
best way
longer
to.
clips that we want to
Yeah.
show and stuff
So
like
it's
that.
basic, yeah. So basically, we're just gonna take all the history, the weird, strange, fucking Reddit stories. Am I the assholes? The weird stories from history that we might find in like, and we're going to narrate it in Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, through reactions, telling jokes, and all of that. It's all live, one time, one shot. This will be on Thursdays now, LLP Story Hour. So, and then that will be up on the YouTube, and then later uploaded to the
Are
Rumble
you guys
channel.
doing that every Thursday? Or
We'll be
like
doing that
other?
every Thursday.
Yep. Starting
Every
on April
Thursday. And
7th.
if you have a weird story that you want to tell, you can come on it that as well.
Yeah, and that's
Someone tell us
that's
a
going to be
story.
the kind of open-ended show where if we have buddies that need to go on and stuff.
No,
and
that's
tell
that
their
one.
stories.
This no, that story time is not. The story time is no longer that. That is just for if you want to have weird, strange. You have something completely off the fucking wall story. If you have a strange history fact story that you want to tell,
and stuff. Yeah, something that you can
That.
send to us, not that
yeah,
you're
you
like
can
on.
you can sell
Email
that.
it.
Yeah, you
to
can email
Joan.
it. Yeah, you can email it to the Lost Losers Podcast at gmail.com. But if you have a story that is completely off the wall and you want to come on there and tell it for us to do it live, you can do that as well. Now, LLP Sunday playlist, that's going on Patreon. All this will also be on Patreon as well. Patreon gets everything. So
Yep.
Patreon gets the only thing you're getting bonus episodes, episode early, and on top of that, you get the LLP Sunday playlist twice a month. So that's going to be $5 a month, $60 a year. That's all we're asking for. So that is the news that is in here on the Lost Losers podcast. No more Donnie. We love you. We miss you. But
Yeah. No hard feelings.
no hard
When
feelings.
things get better, he'll
Well,
come back.
yeah, when things get better for him and settle out, he'll come. He'll be back. There's always a chair here for him. But now Patreon, LLP Sunday playlist, April 3rd, and then every other Sunday moving forward from that, unless we have to schedule something out, and then that would be on the Patreon. That's live on the Patreon.
Yep, and I think me and you are kind of indifferent, but Andrea, do we want to change the topic of the next Sunday playlist?
We'll talk about that offline.
Okay.
So we'll
Yep,
talk about that
okay.
offline. We'll talk about that all offline.
Yep, sorry.
No, you're good. Trying to jump with the gun. What else is there?
I don't think
So
much
if you're trying to think, if you're wondering what the story time is really going to be about, I got a small clip here. We can do kind of a what I'm
Yeah.
thinking, how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Just to kind of show you guys how I am. All right. Oop, let me get things set up here. Oop. So this is just a short version of what I'm thinking. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. Let me turn this up for my wife so she can hear it for a minute. There's that. Share screen.
There we are.
This is just a short version of what I think how the story time is going to go.
Yeah.
Story time on Thursday nights starting April 7th. Here we go.
Am I the a-hole for telling my son he deserved his girlfriend breaking up with him? So my son had a long-distance girlfriend recently for about 2 years. She was great, a really nice girl, and we all loved her, welcomed her with open arms. She was flying here constantly to visit him, like a weekend a month, and he didn't lift a finger to go visit her. I tried talking to him about it several times and told him he should really start looking into flying over to her instead of expecting her to do all the traveling. He said no. And my wife probably had something to do with it, as she constantly told him she was afraid of him flying. I spoke to them both and said this girl is great for him. She was willing to move over to our country too, but said there was one condition, and that was he'd have to fly over to her country too. Which is fair enough. He said no,
Yeah.
he didn't want to fly or travel anywhere.
Seems fair, right?
My son was becoming lazier and lazier, eventually telling his girlfriend and us that he was perfectly fine never traveling anywhere, including holidays, etc. Last week, he told us she's dumped him. I went on her FB page, as we're all still friends. She wrote us an apology letter about how she's upset it didn't work out, but these things happen, so we're on good terms, and looks like she's with a new guy already. Me and my wife have no doubt she was seeing him while still in a relationship with my son. I confessed to them both that I actually agree with her decision and he should have expected it. He did not treat her properly and I hope he learns lessons for the next one because he needs to make more of an effort. I said he deserves it for his lack of effort in the relationship and for essentially just allowing this girl to spend all her money and time coming here all the time. Wife and son are very upset that I said this. Very, very upset. And my wife says I am being horrible. Am I the A?
So, what do you think of said son? Do you think he's an asshole? Do you think the dad's being an asshole? Or do you think the son is just a lazy fuck and deserve to get dumped?
Lazy. You got to put in.
You gotta put in the effort, don't you?
I don't see anything wrong with saying that on the dad's part.
No, I don't either.
Like.
I think the dad's 100. The dad should have knocked the shit out of him a long fucking time ago, if you ask me.
Yeah, like I don't see a problem with that one
I don't
at
either.
all.
So I mean, that
And maybe he's telling the story a little one-sided, but I really don't see a way to read in between the lines for that one.
I don't. There's not much in line reading there. If he was just like, no, I don't feel like traveling. No, I don't want to go see my girlfriend in her country, whatever that is. So clearly,
Even
he
on
must like living in Europe.
holidays.
Yeah, even on holidays. You know.
Yeah, it's not like Europe. Yeah.
But it almost sounded like the mom was like, "You're not gonna fly. I don't want you to fly anywhere."
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this is a mama's boy, and I bet there's some other fuckery going around in that family.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a mama's boy per se,
There's-
but to that degree is a little much.
If you're not going to travel anywhere or do
Yeah. Or
anything
put
because
any effort
or
in.
put effort into a relationship, that's a mom holding on the strings, if you ask me.
Meh.
And no, the dad is not an asshole.
Nope.
The dad did right. The dad did completely right, if you ask me. And personally, I think probably should have knocked the shit out of the son just a little bit more.
That's just someone who expected everything and
Mhm.
gave nothing.
Yes, that's what I thought as well. This is the dude that had everything and didn't want anything. And I hope the girl's next boyfriend treats her like the queen that she probably was.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
Jamie,
Yeah. Like need a slap in the face.
dude needs to
He
be.
got it.
Yep, he got it. This is a rude awakening, and he deserved that one, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So that's how the story times are going to kind of go. They're going to be longer stories, probably more fucked up stories, more
Yeah.
crazy, more off the wall. So those are just even those
And there'll
Reddit
be
stories
some
like that
of my growth stories rearing their head here and there.
within the lines, James. Within the lines, he knows. I'm letting you kind of run with it, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
All right. But yeah, stuff like that, more crazy, a little bit more insane. We're just going to lead into a little bit more crazy things because, well, we can now. So because our scheduling, and it's not anything, it was nothing bad. These are all things I wanted to do. So it's just now we can do them. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, but that's how the story time is going to go. So hope you can join us for those and more shenanigans like that. Be good. Be real good. All right. There was another video I want to show you guys and then a couple of quick stories. All right. Dude. What? This
What
is
you guys show us?
Oh, dude. This is now this dog gets all the treats. This dog. Damn it.
You said the T word.
I know because our idiots behind us.
Just like, huh? What
Oh
the
no, you
fuck?
see them? They raise their head. Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? The T word? What T word? Look at this dog.
Gotta use the John Cena sound.
What the hell?
Do you see that? What he did,
Pull him down.
dude? Let's watch that
Holy
one more time.
Oh my god.
That cow picked on the wrong dog that day. Dude, that dog
It like grabbed its ear and was
by
just
the
like,
ear
nah.
and dropped that. Oh, what? God damn it. That's not what I wanted.
That's such.
Dude, how fucking awesome is that? Dude, how
I
fucking
didn't
great
think bulls would even feel their ears that much.
I was a cow. Oh yeah. But yeah, they'd feel it.
Ooh.
Like you obviously it went to go shake its head and that dog was yanking it the wrong way and that
Yeah.
cow did.
And it's just like, I'm not ripping my ear off. Fuck you.
That dog knew jujitsu. Like just, took the body
That's what
weight
it
of
looked like. It looked like a body roll. It looked like
Retarded.
just whoop,
that,
just a counter roll. That's fucking funny.
and just counter rolled this. This cow onto its back. Why do you look so nervous?
Is it the whole animal thing?
It's the circle of life, which you're about ready to watch next.
Oh God.
Dude, with the quickness. Check out the circle of life on this. Just a little, just hanging out. Just a little fishy, just swimming along, just, check it out. Just hanging out, right? Nothing wrong.
Oh!
Where did that come from? Where did that thing come from?
That one's not that bad.
Dude, but yeah, I didn't want to go too crazy on you, wife, because I know you're not
No.
feeling good.
That one's not that bad. That is actually startling.
It's just so startling because you just see this like little shark just floating around, just hanging out, playing around.
Baby bull shark, yeah.
Done.
Got chomped.
And didn't realize that that was gonna be its last day on this planet.
Sucks, bro.
Just
And that's
sucks.
right at that person's feet.
I know, right?
Oh, I know.
They're like right there.
Like
Shallow.
that's my favorite thought of like the cameraman on the other side of like ah!
Dude, yeah, can you imagine just sitting there? It's like, I would have dropped my phone. How did he not drop his phone or his camera in the water? That's why I wouldn't know.
I would have.
Or not shit himself at that moment in time.
I would have done all of the above. I wouldn't be in.
There's no.
I just want to hear the splashing foot, the feet just like boop, 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 boop.
And just amazing. Like, just insane. All right. I got 2 more videos and then we got some articles for you guys. And baby, I know you're hurt. All right. This is so rough.
Rock.
Yes. Yep. Just rock this.
Oh no. Where was
Where to
that?
go?
I have no idea where that was at. I have no idea where it was at. And can you imagine just sitting there like, look at this nice mountain that's been behind my house for, I don't know, since the dawn
My
of
entire
time.
life. Yeah.
And it's just so pretty. Man, that's a lot of fog. We got a lot of rain a couple days. Why is there a pebble falling from this mountain? And why is all of a sudden there's thousands of pebbles and now they're boulders and oh my God, there goes my house, run.
No shit. But there's nowhere.
There's
to run.
nowhere to
You
go.
can't outrun that.
Are you trying to look that up?
India.
Was it India? Indonesia?
Probably.
I'm figuring Indonesia, somewhere over there.
Oh, it's in Kashmir.
Oh, really?
Oh no, that's older than it looks.
Oh, really? Was that older than it looks?
I've seen this one. You sent it to me.
Everyone's got to see this.
Yeah, you're good to continue. I want to find out where
Go
this
ahead.
was because I'm just like, what the fuck?
Now, for the most probably viral video, the second most viral video of the week, we have to talk about this. James, I don't know if you've seen this or not. Did you see the storm in Texas?
I love this video.
I don't see this in a fucking Chevy commercial next year for Super Bowl. I'm gonna be pissed.
I heard a Chevy ad like voiceover one.
Yeah, look at this. But you watch it here at the bottom of the screen. Watch this truck get tossed around. on its side,
Oh,
back on it,
Silverado's made
the
for
Silverado,
men.
and this.
Chevrolet, Chevrolet.
So if you go back here, I'm gonna go back and look. You watch him come across the highway. Did you see him come across the highway?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one video where it's just making fun of it, being like, "And this is why you need a Chevy Silverado,
why you
so
need
you
a
can
Chevy."
drive into a storm and you're just all right. You can make
Carter
it
to
to the
narrate
Super
that
Bowl
shit.
on
Yeah,
time and go beat your son on the way
We
back."
really need Carter to narrate.
We do
that.
need Carter to narrate that as a TikTok because he is amazing at the dub over, like the Ford Ranger one. You know when you're we need Carter to do that. Our
Well,
youngest.
he'll be home in approximately
He's probably home now. Is that what the dogs are acting dumb?
no.
So
Oof.
I was just like,
So I think Japan.
was it? Oh,
Could
that?
happen.
Yeah.
I think it was Japan.
Okay. Wife, since you're the sick one,
Yes, sir.
hold on. Where was I going with that? I had something else. Okay. Forget it. I'm moving on. I can't do it. My head just went beep, and then I just move on. It's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna let her in.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that kid, or so that truck. I don't know if this is true or not. So don't hold me to this. So if someone fucking does here, fucking, please help me out. That was a 16-year-old kid in that truck. A 16, 7-year-old kid was in that truck and was on his way home from like school or work or something like that. And like, that's what happened. And like pulled over to the side of the road and was like, "Hey, my cell phone isn't working." Supposedly lost his cell phone in the fucking, and they called his mom and dad. Was
That's
able to call his
fucking
mom.
amazing.
How insane! How insane is that?
Yeah, I can't find anything about who it is.
You know, like that's
The little
brilliant.
Chevy that could.
Yeah. So like, good for that kid. Wife, I'm gonna get, since you're the sick one here. I give you the option where you want to start this off as. You want to reconnect some lovebirds? Do you want to talk about India and their new health kits and what's inside them and they're bitching about? Or would you like to find out what was inside of a UTI?
I'm gonna go UTI.
Okay, we'll start it off with the UTI. So
What
this lady,
UTI are we talking about?
so this lady from Tucson
You
went
say UTI, that's
a urinary tract
confirmation,
infection.
Yeah, I thought you meant something else for some reason. I was like,
An IED? No, two different things. But
that's not what I meant.
so 45-year woman goes to the hospital complaining of a UTI, which he thought was a UTI. So they go and do a scan of her bladder to find a giant 8-centimeter wide.
Hamster?
Nope. They found a stone.
Holy shit.
Kidney stone?
That's what they thought.
Is it her bladder?
It was in her bladder. Yep. So what they found was so
Oh my god.
what they found was not a stone per se, but it was something was encased in the stone. It was a shot glass. This lady was practicing sounding 4 years ago
Oh no.
and lost a shot glass
How the fuck do you lose a shot glass?
inside of her. Want to see the x-ray?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know that I do.
It's not that bad. There's a shot. There's this weird side of her.
For 4 years.
For 4 years, this lady had this inside of
You can
her.
fit a shot glass up your urethra?
I guess if you sound it and stretch it out correctly. I don't know. Ask the lady of the show. This is why we have a woman
I
here.
would say no. That's not normal. It's calcified. That's what that is.
Oh, wait. Jamie, there's more. There's the shot glass. And it's encasing.
Mhm.
I hope it wasn't. I don't know if I hope if it was or wasn't chipped before she put it in.
Yeah, like there's only a chip missing, so hopefully that was chipped before it went in.
That's yeah, I think that'd be better.
So how
much pressure is in your urethra? Wouldn't it? I would think it would like
I don't
shatter.
understand why anybody, male or female, would want to stick something up there.
Why would a woman practice sounding?
That I don't know.
Like stretching out her urethra. Why would
I
why
have
does
no
a woman
idea.
do that?
I don't know.
Have you seen One Man, One Jar, Andrea?
No.
Oh,
Save that for a different segment.
sad.
Yes. Save it for next week.
Save
when
it
I'm
for
not
another segment.
puking all over myself.
You know. But this lady had this shot glass inside her for 4 years. If something slipped inside of me, I'm looking to try to extract that as soon as possible. What was this
I
like?
don't think you have the same mindset as them.
I guess not. Clearly, James, I don't. I clearly don't have that mindset of, hey, I wonder if this shot glass can fit inside of me. Oops, I lost it. I wonder how long I can carry it around now.
I wonder how many metal detectors it's gonna set off.
Clearly, this lady hasn't gone through an airport security in a while.
It's glass.
It would still show up on the X-ray.
On the X-ray, yeah, but a metal detector, no.
But if she
Yeah,
stood inside,
I know the metal. Yeah,
but if she went inside of one of the
Yeah.
machines,
Yes.
they would have flagged her. I guess, and they scanned it. They're like, "There's nothing there," but they're like, "We can see that." No.
If they went through an X-ray type thing, yes. Oh my god.
I'm just.
I just don't. That just baffles me.
That had to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, think.
That
Mm.
cannot feel good.
I don't understand how she peed for 4 years without excruciating pain. What do I know?
I don't know.
I
at
hope
all.
it wasn't chipped beforehand and that she pissed out a piece of glass at some point. Just
Do you
for
think
being a
Do you
dumbass.
think maybe that's how it got chipped?
Maybe.
Like she
She
was
peed
holding
too hard.
No,
Like
she was
that?
like she was holding on to it, and she like held on to like that little piece, and it broke, and the shot glass went, and she was like, and she was like,
Is
"Oh
it a
shit."
fucking vacuum?
Hers was, I guess.
It doesn't work that way, but okay.
Do you think like maybe she like took a like? Why wouldn't you tie a string to it? Put some gum on it, something to help you retrieve that.
Just don't do it.
Like, do you see what I'm saying here? Everyone knows, like, tie a rope to it. Something.
I just say don't do it.
The rope is going to cause more friction while going down.
Maybe she wants. I mean, maybe she wants to get started like
okay.
a lawnmower.
Like, why don't you go to a medical supply facility and buy home catheter kits?
Why don't you just go to Adam and Eve and buy a home sounding kit?
Because
They're $159. We had those on Sex
but
Toy
if-
Prices
if
Right
you
one time.
want to put things in your urethra, put things that are medically functional. I don't know.
Sterile.
Yes. I just don't do it.
That beats the fun.
Oh my god.
You want that risk.
I
Yeah,
too
no.
like to live dangerously.
There's your title.
You know,
Why is
like
there so much sounding?
I have no idea, but every week there's a new X-ray and a new story.
Is sounding becoming more popular?
Clearly, it has to be that and butthole licking. Like that's your
Well,
generation's
yeah,
new thing.
that's been like a few decades now, almost. A couple.
Slick Rick was the old, not Slick Rick. Who's the rapper? Jesus,
I know who you're talking about.
he was on Hot
E40.
Ones. You're down
E40.
there, you just gotta be, while you're down there, like you gotta say hi. Like, no, man, I don't want. No, I'm sorry.
I still haven't done it, surprisingly.
I am not going to do it, and no, I don't think I can make out with you again if I found out that you like licked my butthole. I don't. I think there
I
might
have
be
to shave first. Unless she wants to like braid it off to the side and then go in.
Dude.
Yep, there's that. I don't know why I just pictured your fucking butthole holding a French tail, a French braid. Like that's what
Exactly.
I pictured. Like you
I'm
ever
imagining
seen
like
Hold
two
on.
braids off to
hold
the
on,
side.
time out. You ever seen like a horse owner when they braid the mane, like the back mane, like the neck mane?
Yeah.
That's what I pictured. Like your butthole looking like is the braid coming off the fucking mane of a fucking coming out your asshole. That's what I'm picturing.
I'm gonna have a tail eventually.
Why do you have an anal tail? Like, what's up your ass? Nothing. That's just my butt hair. Like, you see the girls that have like the unicorn anal. Jamie doesn't need that.
Yep.
Mm.
I had a girl one time that brought like a bag of fun stuff and she had a unicorn butt plug. I was just like, what in the fuck?
Did you like the butt plug with the flashing lights?
No, the tail and everything.
No, have you seen the butt plug with the flashing light?
Yeah.
Like the strobe light? I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna go to a club and see a girl in a skirt and you're gonna see a strobe light coming out of her from underneath her skirt. You're gonna be like, what the? I see, I got you. I know what you got there. I see what you're doing.
I want a girl like that to try to get with a guy with epilepsy and see what happens.
Oh my god.
What? Okay.
Tell me it wouldn't be funny.
It would be funny,
would be.
actually. It would be fucking hilarious. All right. So in India, I guess they're very modest in India. I don't know how they work over there. Anybody know?
Yeah.
No,
They're very modest there.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. So I guess in one Indian state of Maharashtra.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Good guess.
that's close enough.
Nailed it. Cool. So the health department has been handing out kits, and they're like kits to go and talk to like families about sexual education. They have, they're just trying to help out, further people's education with sexual health along the lines of health.
Yeah,
So
She's okay.
they're a few
Yeah,
years
budget it.
behind with some of that information. Yeah.
yeah, so because like the sex is taboo over there, so they're helping out the health. So they gave the health department their kits, and they have plastic and rubber human anatomies in there. There's a rubber uterus and stuff like that.
Okay.
The thing that they're not liking is the rubber dildos that are in there of the male anatomy, and these things. And this is why I love it. These things look like they're made out of the fucking 1970s. These look like they're actually the 1940s. These look like they're the first fucking dildos that they've ever made in the history of man. Look at these fucking shit show fucking terrible ass dildos that are like,
How bad can it be? Oh God.
they're bad. Look how bad they are.
Never mind. That's pretty bad.
Okay. They're bad. Okay.
I'm glad that you're trying to match their skin colors.
I have a question, but I think it's going to come off racist. I have a question, and I'm feeling it's going to come out racist.
I like the caramel flavored one the most, I think.
Can I ask this question? And if someone tells me it's racist, I will not ask the question again. And I do not mean it to be racist. But they tend to have in their foreheads, if I flip it over and see the top of it, will there be a in the middle? No? Okay. I'm moving on. I'll stop. Okay.
I want to get my dick tattooed eventually. Maybe I'll do something like that.
Just gonna dot.
Yeah, on the head.
Yeah, just like that. Like Maserati. I don't know how that goes. Listen, I'm not meaning to.
Maybe I could get feathers on the shaft and then get the red dot on the head.
So, I guess people have. I'm not moving on from you, Jamie. I'm gonna let you know that I'm moving on from you.
I saw your face. That's all.
So you said feathers on the side and a dot, and yep, we're so in India because of these. People have complained, so they had to go to the health department. Like, do you find these offensive? Like, they had to go take a survey poll of the people that are going around talking about these rubber dicks, and two of them were like, I don't want to talk about it. And the other ones were like, it's just part of my job. And you're like, and most of them are like, we have no problem. But there's so many people complaining that they went and talked to the employees. Are like, are you comfortable talking about these terrible looking penises? Dude, those look like World War II fucking dildos.
Says it's the government was promoting sexual indulgence.
Yeah.
I get the same questions at work though of like, are you okay selling this stuff? And I'm like, I don't see the problem.
They're horrible. Like, why do they got feet?
They got feet. They got little penguin feet.
Red Flintstone feet.
They got little feet, man. It's very strange.
Instead of a suction cup, they just got a ball base.
Like, they got a handle, like a thumb holder for them.
I've seen those.
You could set your phone there.
I've seen those also. The selfie stick dildo. It's a thing.
Like, they got a holder.
Andrew's face. Yeah. A phone holder dildo. I can find it real quick.
Please do. Look that up. I want to see it. I want to see what a phone holder dildo looks like. But how crazy of a country, like India's like a first world country, and I guess they're that modest over there still. That's weird. It's kind of, I mean, it's not weird. I shouldn't say it's weird. It's not. In this day and age, I guess we're just so
It's
open.
religious reasons too, you know.
I didn't even think about that. I know why they think that cows like the greatest thing in the world is because they were finding these magic mushrooms. They knew they ate these mushrooms. That the cows in the cow shit, they seemed cool. They thought they saw Jesus, so that's why they thought cows were
Sacred.
sacred.
So yeah, is there?
I know that.
Is this? It's
The
a roast.
selfie
I can.
stick dildo?
I can show this. I believe. Yeah, it's on AliExpress. I can show this real quick.
Let's see. If I yell take it down, then
No, it's a sex machine with a phone holder, mount, and everything.
oh yeah, we've seen that. We've seen one of those. They actually have one for dudes. It's a guybrator.
Oh,
It's a guybrator
Guyverator.
that you put on yourself, and it kind of massages the dude and has a phone holder. Like, you just sit there and look at your. You kind of stand there and look at your phone while this.
And I can't show this one, but there's also a mini dildo that's just a phone stand that you suction onto the back of your phone and use it to like prop it up. I can't show it, but it's funny.
And this is why we started the Patreon, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
So we can start showing shit like this, but we really do find fucking weird and strange. All right. Like, let's reconnect some lovebirds, shall we? Let's get the message out. Let's get some people. Let's get it out there. I don't even.
Is this like the Craigslist reconnecting?
This one's a little bit weirder, actually. Actually, this isn't like Craigslist reconnecting. This is just a holiday. Let's just call it a holiday kind of. Now,
He pee on someone he didn't know.
no.
Close.
Oh, man, I'm not going to show this lady this picture. Jamie, I'll show it to you later, but I will describe her and then I'll let my wife verify. How about that?
Yeah.
32-year-old woman, British woman, okay, was on holiday 10 years ago. With her and her girlfriends, okay? Went on holiday, went on vacation, having a good time. A man offered her $33 to get his last name or his name tattooed on her butt. And she was just like, yeah, let's do it. So she got a random
I can see myself doing that a few drinks in.
Random dude's name tattooed on her ass. And now she's just like, it's been 10 years. I think I should check up on him. We should reconnect. And she doesn't know who he is. She just knows his name is Daniel Ford, Forde.
That's funny.
And it was inked for $33.
I can see
$33.
myself doing something like that if I'm a few drinks in on vacation.
I'm going to say this out loud. Does this this lady looks like she partied pretty hard back in her day, right?
How old is she?
She's 32 now. This is the type of woman that would walk up to a dude in the club and be like, I have panty pudding. This is the type of classy lady that we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to get sick on me? She's not that ugly, but I'm pretty sure.
Looks like she's trying to be like a pinup type, like bright ass red lipstick, dark black hair.
It ain't working. This is the type of woman.
Dude is gonna be a fucking hunchback of Notre Dame.
I
mean, the tattoo held up kind of nice, you know.
Apparently the butt is like one of the most painful places to get tattooed. Is it really? Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the hardest places to tattoo.
Because the skin stretches.
It just your sciatic nerves.
All the nerve endings right there. That's a good point. But
clearly, I watch too much Ink Master.
You have been lately. What? I mean, this girl.
She doesn't look bad in that picture.
I'm pretty sure that was the 10 years ago.
A lot of makeup, though. I don't know. I mean, if makeup makes you happy, so be it. I'm personally not. Oh Lord. I'm not a fan of makeup like that. Oh God, why?
She's brave. Gotta give her that. I mean,
she's not bad.
That was that was 10 years ago. But
it's
you
been
can tell
10 years.
You can tell she partied hard, and now she's trying to reconnect with Daniel Ford.
It's amazing what an angle can do for a butt pic.
She doesn't have a great butt.
It's not bad there. If you just scroll up to that other one, it's
not great.
No, the angle. All about the angle. That
looks
flattering.
That looks like a piece of plywood.
I mean, I don't have an ass, so I can't talk. But
that looks like a half of a cantaloupe. Just saying. Good on you. I'm not good on you. Bravo. You can do it. Do it. Ugly. But I think we should connect this love too. If you know the lady who has Daniel, or if you know a Daniel Ford who was on vacation 10 years ago, 4 day, over in Spain. Europe somewhere in Spain. Oh, in Spain. Let's get these two back together, because he might have a child. Who knows? That might be the reason why she's really looking for him.
Maybe.
Child support. She just knew he was gone the next morning, and she had his tattooed on her. That was clearly a good $33 that guy spent that night.
Heyo.
Nothing. Come on,
I
guys.
said
Thank
heyo.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. The great $33. You know? A great $33. So, all right. Last one, baby, and we'll get you out of here, okay?
All right.
So we all know times are tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inflation's high. We can get in all that some other time if you want to talk about it and why it's all that way. You know, would you? So this guy, what's your number one cost mostly? Our number one cost is our house. It's always your house and your mortgage or your rent is always going to be your number one bill. It always is.
Yeah.
This guy decided to bypass that and to put on a protest of how he's not getting paid enough in Seattle. You know what he decided to do? He moved into his cubicle.
Nice.
So this TikToker, surprise, surprise, who uses the name Simon Jackson, his real name is not. I'm not going to cry it, so we're just going to go with Simon Jackson.
I can't even. Mofor.
It's like the one actor that I really like in Doctor Strange, who plays Mordor.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Can't say his name to save my ass. It's one of those names. He decided to move into his cubicle and work and live there. He would pack up his stuff before everyone got there, put it away, work. There he is in the break room. And that's what he did. He lived in his cubicle. He got fired.
I could see that.
His place of employment let him go after a week or two of him staying there. They told him that, and he was like, I'm doing this in protest to get a raise. And they're like, bye. Here's the thing, though. He did it for like 2 weeks. And he said, he goes, I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't have made the videos, I could have lived there forever. They wouldn't have gave a shit.
Yeah. Yep.
They could have cared less about it. This isn't Seattle, ladies and gentlemen. So Seattle is a train wreck to begin with. But would you move into your cubicle if your employer allowed you to?
No.
Well, I know you wouldn't, because but if you're single and lived in New York or Seattle, these high,
Still no.
Yes.
you would?
Yeah. If I get the chance to go live in like Chicago or something, and it's just like I get one room that I work out of, eat, sleep, shit out of, I'm fine with that.
I don't know. I mean, I give it to the guy for circumventing.
I
and
have to have work-life balance. Like I
Yeah.
have to be able to leave and come home or something.
This
I
guy
could
should have
not do
joined the
that.
Navy.
There you go. Room and board for free.
True. Yeah.
You can-
As my dad would say, with all this in 30 days paid vacation.
All of that in 30 days paid vacation. You got a place to sleep. You'll eat. You can work where you sleep.
Yep.
Yep. The only bad thing is can't do drugs. Oh well, you get to travel the world. You know. There you go. This guy should join the Navy.
You know, instead of protesting and demanding a raise, better yourself or move. It's not that hard.
I think that's what I think a lot of people is starting to get to is that one, employers don't give a shit about you. I think everyone learned that in the last couple of years that employees don't give a shit about you. You're just a 0 or a 1 on a piece of paper to them when it all boils down to it. And the cost of living here, like the cost of living and the wages here are so upside down now that there's going to come a time that shit like this is going to be it's reverting kind of like. Here's what that kind of reminded me of, and this is what this kind of brought us. Do you remember like And people in like West Virginia, Pennsylvania that hear this, they're going to know what I'm talking about. In the olden days, like mining towns, the mining company would own the town, would pay
Yeah.
you in there, and they would take your room and board out of your paycheck and then give you tokens to spend at their general store
Yep.
for working there. So they were paying you to buy their food, they're paying you.
Hershey did that
Yeah.
back in the
Yep.
day.
You know.
He had his own little he built
Mhm.
houses and everything for the people that worked in the factory,
Uh-huh.
and they had their own.
Community. Yeah. Hershey did it but Hershey actually paid their money people in dollars.
Yeah,
These would pay them in
like
company credits.
I don't want company credits.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Yep.
you were earning and you were just paying the company back
But then
their
again,
food.
if you had nothing else to pay for, I mean, you buy
Yeah.
all your shit from the general store, feed your horse, whatever the fuck you had to do. You can't do that now. I don't even know
No.
how some people afford to drive to work with gas. But
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's what that
Yeah,
reminded me
we've
of.
been
This
talking
dude
about that.
is this guy living in his cubicle. That's what this is reminding me of. These companies are going to start buying houses now because it's getting so outrageous now. Housing and fucking cost of living in certain for you.
Marathon does that right now. I know that for sure.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what this is going to. Is these corporations start buying up houses, buying up apartment buildings, and housing their employees in these larger market cities like San Francisco. Like, who was it?
All right, so you're just like reading my mind to an extent. So we live in Ashland is one of the bigger refinery towns for Marathon gas.
Yeah.
They have bought apartment complexes here and everything
Yeah.
to do exactly that. And my tattoo artist who works for Marathon just moved to San Francisco where they're living in a Marathon house and everything.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like that's literally that's what it's coming down to. So now us as an American people, because of cost of living and inflation as a middle class, that's what it's going to cost down. Now you won't be able to own a house because it's the market.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
I know
and that's what I'm fearing.
I know for us, we're pretty much planning all for me, Haven, and mom and dad to stay together and just try to find a big enough area that we can all stay together just because it's going to be more economically viable.
Yeah, you're going to have to start compounds now. You know?
Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah. Like it's just crazy. That's what I fear. That's what I fear. Like I see this dude doing it and he did it as a joke, but I'm like, hey man, yeah, that's kind of a joke. Ha 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 ha. That is funny.
Like
you
my
know?
dad was just like, screw this shit. I don't want to pay for this house no more. And was like, I'm going to travel, but when I stay, I'll stay
Yeah.
in your garage.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's how I could see. But you just won't see people owning house. I think the home ownership is actually just crumbling. Like you're going to start seeing that go away. It's like people buying less houses.
Yeah.
That's what I fear because of this. And I see shit like this. It's like, hey, yeah, that's funny. Like I get it. Housing is expensive, but
I don't
want to live in
the
my house.
same spot that I work.
I don't either. So, all right, we're going to take a pause for the cause.
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that, but the Tots had to leave. She's not feeling good. So we just wanted to get her a couple of reactions, a couple of stories real quick, and then see how she can get her out of here. So thank you for being a trooper, Tots of the show. We
Yep.
appreciate it. So she didn't have any wishes this week anyways, because she did, but I'll get into it. I'll tell those. So, but that was my story. That's all the strange and weird fucking stories for this week. I do have some more, but I'm saving a lot of it up for more shenanigans down the road. So on that note, let's get into the fucking wishes this week. If you're the first time listening, this is the weird and interesting shit happenings that happen throughout the week. Most people wish for things. This is the shit that just happens to us at fucking random, because I've come to terms that I live a very interesting life, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know why. Shit and weird things just happen to me. So Jamie's laughing because you've been out in public with me when
Yeah.
weird things just happen. I'm like, yeah, we talking about this thing. So James, I'll let you kick it off this week. You got anything?
Not too much. Had some weird people in the public, just more road rage stuff. I just like
Road rage is
beeping at
no
people.
bueno. Huh?
For me, it's not road rage. It's people getting road rage. Because for me, I just like beeping at people, just poking the bear, see what happens. And some people around here just react in the best ways ever.
I don't even. So you guys think I poke the bear with people? When I'm out in public,
I don't feel like I do either.
I
All
want
the time, beeping is like the worst thing in my opinion I do, because people around here just inherently take it as you're
So-
aggressive. No one honks their horn around here.
So you guys think I go out in public and just fuck with people? I don't fuck with people. I want people to have a good day, and
Yeah.
and I'm always a happy person, so that comes off wrong probably about 70% of the time because, well, I'm me, and sometimes I go overboard. Like my wife's a saint for having to deal. I'm a lot, and I understand that, and I get that. Like, so when I'm in public and this shit happen, I'm like, oh fuck. So, all right. So you didn't have anything, just road raging, huh? Just beeping at people. Don't be beeping at people.
I just love it so much. But that and my grandmother, Momo, my mom's mom, just going through some health scares and stuff, but it'll be all right. Just
So that's the shitty life part of things.
yeah,
That's the shitty part of
she's
life.
going to physical rehab like right now, I believe. So
Yeah. So it's good.
no,
But she'll be good. Nothing else happened this week? Nothing exciting?
no, I went to a funeral. I got to see some family.
That's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's just that you went to a funeral, seen some family. That's fine. Oh. Like, cool. You're like,
We
oh
were
yeah, blah,
talking
blah, blah, blah.
about-
Here, this is how you just transitioned, my man. You went from, yeah, man, nothing really happened this week. My mom was having some health scares. Went to a funeral, seen some family. I went, is it mama that had like no, okay. Like, what the fuck, dude?
No, while we were at the funeral, Mama got taken to the hospital.
Jesus.
Yeah, it wasn't the best day ever.
Nope. Sounds like a shitty fucking funeral and a bad day for grandma.
But I got my grandfather is painting a bunch of family members and stuff, and I finally got mine.
Nice.
He painted me and stuff, so but nothing too much.
If it didn't
Grandpa's
come out with-
becoming more and more of a crazy old man, getting angry at the world, and it's fun to see.
Who is your grandpa?
My grandfather,
Oh, yeah.
dad's dead.
Oh,
And I just learned a new story about him this week that I didn't know this one, but like, so grandpa is quiet as fuck.
don't tell me he
Doesn't-
got remarried without telling you guys.
No, this one's better. It's like an old story. It is some shit. Because grandpa, like, his brothers and sisters, I think 2 of them didn't go to prison
God,
out of like 7.
okay.
So, grandpa never went to prison, but did crazy shit with them. Sold shit, did whatever. I don't know all of it, but I've heard some stuff here and there, and it's not like he was a God-fearing Christian in his 20s.
Got it.
And so I heard the story of my Uncle Chuck getting gypped out of a few $100s for something.
Hey, before the gypsies
Yeah.
attack us, let's rephrase that. He got some money taken from him. I mean, they don't have the
Got some-
internet, and they probably
yeah.
stole this. And if they did, they stole somebody's smartphone. But I just want to make
I
sure we don't
forget that
cancel.
that's an offensive term. I
And I
forget
always-
that.
I always make fun of them because every time someone calls me out for saying that, I'm like, oh wait, how are they going to hear this? Are they going to steal someone's smartphone? And then I get in trouble, even more in trouble. Sorry. Go on.
But got some money taken from him, was missing a few hundred from some guy, and ended up setting the guy up to come over to the house and stuff. And my grandfather was over at the time. They had my grandfather stand in the closet with a balaclava on and everything, and a fucking shotgun.
Hey, what on?
Balaclava, like a ski mask,
Got it.
and had a shotgun just sitting in the closet
Sounds
waiting
interesting.
for this dude. And Uncle Chuck got him to come over and everything, run into the house, and Grandpa just comes out of the fucking like behind him, just out from behind him, just being like, "What the fuck's up?"
Jesus.
Like it was just, it
Your
was just one of
grandfather's
those
out there
stories that
scaring
like
people like he's Ski Mask Girl and Two Turnt Tony
Yeah.
videos.
I had just gotten to the funeral home, and this is the story that I'm hearing them tell, and I'm just like, "What in the fuck is going on?"
So that's awesome. That's dude. So that's the only good thing about. So the only good thing about funerals is the crazy stories that you hear, or the things
yeah,
that
there
you
was-
learn. Here,
I've not the one before this one, but I think 2 funerals ago, there was the
you
guy
act like
that
there's
got.
wait, hold on. You just like rattle
Since
off
I've
funerals
been
like
here,
they're-
I've been to 10 funerals.
Okay, stop though. Don't yell at me. Don't yell, and don't get excited. Take 10% off. But you just rattled off funerals like they're a fucking sitcom episode. You're like, not this episode, but 2 episodes ago,
Yeah,
this happened. Okay.
there's been a lot of funerals.
That's what I'm trying to point out. Is that how you said it, and you're getting all extra. Don't get extra. Back the fuck up. Now tell your story.
But it was Ronnie, big Ronnie, passed away,
Okay.
and it's not much context you need with it. Just he's the dad, and little Ronnie is his son.
No,
But
I didn't even know that. You act like I knew these people. That's why I was trying to. That's what I was laughing at. You're like, yeah, I was at not little Ronnie's funeral, but big Ronnie's funeral. I'm like, we don't know these people.
yeah, but it's just, but at the funeral, we were in the back room of the church, like handing out ashes into sandwich baggies to like different family members. And little Ronnie, who's had a history of drugs and everything, been in and out of prison.
Did he pull a Keith Richards and stored his dad's ashes?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like had a Coke straw in his cigarette pack and everything. Just had a little bit of his dad and then just continued on.
So he had a bonding moment with dad. Okay. That's the way you do it in Kentucky. And if you're Keith Richards, you know,
It was in Hazard. That's the best part.
Hazard County.
Yeah, it was in Hazard City, Hazard, Kentucky.
Listen, Hazard County. That's the Dukes of Hazard. That's what makes that even fucking better. It was like, that's why.
Yeah, that's where we were.
No, they lived in Hazard County. That's the funny thing. They're Hazard County, Dukes of Hazard.
Yeah.
Nice. And you were in Hazard City, which is funny. Was the General Lee there? No? Okay. Moving on.
No, I don't think so.
Funerals can be fun. Like, I learned my uncle's name at my grandmother's funeral. 25 years old. Never knew my uncle's real name. All I knew was Uncle Pancho. When the priest walked up, was like, I'm looking for Michael, James, John, and Raymond. I went, that's that person, that's that person, that's that person. I don't know who Raymond is, Father. And he goes, and my uncle who's standing next to me, whose name is Pancho, goes, I'm Raymond, you idiot. I went, oh, yeah, like I'm supposed to know that. When have I ever called you Raymond in the 25 years on this planet? Actually, I think it was like 27.
Yeah.
I thought it was 27. On this 27 years on this planet, have I ever called you Raymond, Pancho? And he goes, he just turned around and he goes, what? My sister, who's 10 years older than me still 10 years older than me, walks up and goes, the fuck are you yelling at Uncle Pancho for? I'm like, did you know his name was Raymond? She goes, what? Yeah. All 3 of us discovered that day. All 3 of me and my 2 sisters.
Am
10
I
and 9
supposed
years
to
older.
think your name is just Biscuit though?
My name is John, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say it. No. My name, yeah. No. 25 years or
I
27
have a
years on this
feeling
planet.
for a few years I did only know you as Biscuit.
That was
I'm
first-
pretty sure there was a few years where I didn't know your
was
name
like
was
the-
John.
It was like the first 6 or 7 years on this planet.
Yeah,
I think you were in double digits before you realized my name was John. You lived in
I
Chicago.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you lived in Chicago. That's all that is. All right. Let's get into my wonderful wishes this week. Let me get into this. Where do I want to be? I'm trying to figure out where I want to begin. All right. We'll begin on
Sometimes
Sunday.
it's funny to think how old you are.
I know. It's weird at times. I think it is. So Sunday, we had a celebration for a friend of ours. She hit a milestone. We made her a dick cake. You've seen it. There's the milestone. It was a good time.
40?
Celebration, huh? We celebrated.
Was it 40?
No, it wasn't anybody's birthday. I'll tell you offline why we celebrated it.
Oh,
But
okay.
we made a dick cake for my wife's friend Michelle, and a celebration of a certain aspect of her life that hit that day. So,
That's
congratulations,
funny.
Michelle.
I think I can read in between the lines.
Congratulations, Michelle, on hitting that mark. We are very proud of you on that. But so we were over at my father-in-law's house, my in-laws' house, my father-in-law's house, where my grandma or my mother-in-law was or passed away, anyways. So let me give you some quick context. So Colton and when my mother-in-law was on this planet, was still alive, they would fuck with each other, even though when she was like, they would steal each other's cups, they would drink out of each other's cups. Every time we went over to my in-laws' house, my oldest Colton would drink out of this one said cup.
Oh, I remember seeing him do it. Yeah.
This one said cup has magically disappeared from the house. He couldn't find it. Was searching everywhere. And was so bent out of shape that he couldn't find this house, or that I couldn't find this cup, that I continue to have to screw with him.
Did you have it somewhere?
I didn't have it. I didn't have the cup. We don't know where the cup was at. Like we searched everywhere upstairs for it. He searched everywhere downstairs for it. It like you've been to my in-laws' house, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All the cabinets, dishwasher, everyone searched for this cup because Princess didn't have his cup. Anybody that knows Princess Colton, they know this is funny. I am sitting on the back porch and I'm like, hey man, I think grandma is fucking with you because you used to hide her cup. Now that she's gone, she can really fuck with you and put that cup anywhere. So me knowing your grandmother, she's gonna fuck with you. And I'm like, so if I was her, she's probably gonna put it in the one spot that you won't look. And I'm like, yeah, where's that? I'm like, I would check where they put the cleaning supplies. And everyone fell the fuck out because they know he doesn't clean shit. That man hasn't dusted anything in the 10 years that I've been in that boy's life. He hasn't done nothing. He might have folded his laundry twice. And dude, I said that dude, everyone's like, what the fuck? And he just stared at me. I was dying. I was like, I'll check his cleaning supplies.
It's just that's one of his moments where he's like, motherfucker.
Dude, I lobbed this in. Everyone around me just started laughing, like just dying. And I was just smiling. Dude, I played it perfectly. I got to play that one perfectly too. And it was just like.
So like Josh Wolf's joke about fighting his son. Do you think Colton's gonna have that moment?
If he was smart, he wouldn't. Because when you become a dad, you will understand this. Dads can't lose. We are going to go that extra step, and then also, dads also know this. And I hate to take this page out of this man's book because he's roofied so many women in his past, but he said this once: "I brought you into this world. I can take you out of this world. I'll create another one just like you." See, dads have that internal instinct in the back of their head. So when you have a child that's going to come at you for your throne, you better be able to take that up a next notch. Even though that's your child, you have to take it. You're going to have to take that notch. Yeah. You can't lose. You can't lose that. You can't lose that battle. You just can't. You can't. You can't have it.
I remember like the last 2 times Dad and I wrestled around, he like locked up his back and everything, and I was just like, yeah, motherfucker.
See,
but it wasn't like an actual fight, obviously.
You just wrestle. Like, I won't do that. I won't get that. I won't wrestle with the kid. I won't do that. You know why? Because this kid's like my back or my hip or my knee goes out, then they think they have me. Then they might want to challenge the throne. Then I'm gonna see. I gotta get creative with my fucking tactics. Like I'll just karate chop you in the throat and eye gouge you. Just be like, oh, you can't breathe and you can't see. God damn, that sucks. Like I'll move on. Like I'm gonna go back to watching Letterkenny. You sit there and cough, catch your breath, and pick up your eye and go ahead and re-put it back in. I'm gonna go back to this. Go back to listen to some music. Go back to my deck. I'll just take that notch real quick. Gotta go. As a dad, got to. I'm not gonna gouge out my kid's eye. I'm just saying.
I can't see Carter having that moment.
No.
Really?
No, actually,
I
not
can
with
see
me.
Colton having that moment where,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not with me.
not with, yeah,
Not with me. Not
Yeah.
with me. So
I can see
All
Colton
good.
having that moment with you where
Yeah.
you take a joke too far and he's just like, all right,
nah. He's the funny thing about that bloodline, like they like to hold on to shit. Like I know he's probably still mad at me, like motherfucker
Yeah.
told me to go. Like he's kind of like if I'm like, oh, did you check the cleaning supplies for your couplet? Like he would still be upset about that a little bit because he knows I'm right. Like they don't like being wrong. Like in that family,
yeah,
they don't. Like my wife hates it. He hates it. Let me tell you how much his cousin hates it. So his cousin, like at the same party, we were talking about a hockey player because the hockey trade deadline was Monday. They're huge hockey fans. So we're talking about the Blues. We're
Yeah.
talking about the trade deadline. And a rumor came out that one of the a couple of the hockey players was going to be traded to Arizona for another one from the Blues. Barbashev was one of them. And this prospect or this rookie defenseman that we have, Scott Perunovich is his name. So when the cousin said this name, I went, who are you talking about? And they went, what do you mean? I went, what player is that? And they went, the young defenseman. I went, Perunovich. They went, no, that's not how you said. They're like Prunevich. They weren't like Perunovich, Prunevich, or Prunevich. I'm like,
yeah,
who are you talking about? And they went, it was like the defenseman. I went, you mean Perunovich? And they're like, that's not how you say his name. I went, yeah, that's how you say his name. Cousin, diehard hockey fan, looks at me and goes, maybe in America they say his name, but he's not from America. That's how you say his name. But that's not how you say his name where he's from. I went, he's from Minnesota. Last time I checked, still America. Anyway, no, he's not. I literally picked up my phone and went, Scott Perunovich in my phone. And it popped. I'm like, are you guys talking about this player? I'm like, let's just make sure we're talking about the same player here because you might be talking about someone different. They went, yeah, that's him. I went, Minnesota. He went, you're saying his name wrong. I went, okay, maybe I am, but maybe I'm right. He went and looked up a clip, like a hockey clip, a hockey highlight of an announcer saying this guy's name. And goes, yeah, man, you're right. I was like, dude, I gave it up. Like, it was like 5 minutes down the line. He came up to me and goes, hey, man, you were right about the name. I went, what are you talking about? He goes, the hockey player. You said his name right. I just want to let you know you were right and I was wrong. I went, first of all, thank you for that. Not many people do that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for that one. I hate when people do the other side of it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I went, okay, thank you for that. I went, but did you really just go look up this guy's name? He goes, hey, I would have looked up a hockey highlight, man. He goes, I had to. It was driving me up the wall. I'm like, he goes, yeah, John, I had to. He goes, it was literally fucking with me that bad. I'm like, what? Bro, really? He goes, dude, I don't like being wrong. I don't like being wrong. He goes, and when it comes to hockey, I hate being wrong. He goes, and you were right. He goes, I'm letting you know you're right. He goes, and I'm letting you know. He goes, but no, yeah, it really bothered me that badly. I'm like, okay, buddy. I'm like, I literally looked at my wife. I'm like, I am never going to correct him again. If I think he's wrong, and mind you, I'm not talking about like a 12-year-old kid. I'm talking like a 25 25-year-old kid, 24-year-old kid, man. Okay. And I love him to pieces. I do. I will do any thing for this person.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
him to pieces. But he literally was like, yeah, man, it was real. He goes, it was bugging me. He goes, I'm like, we even passed around a joint, talked about other things. And he still came up to me and it was like, he went back to it.
I've had that on the other side where it was a dumb conversation where like I said like the wrong type of lemonade or just like something that simple. And I was trying to move on with the conversation and they pull out their phone and are Googling shit and everything. And I'm like, I don't need a fucking fact checker on whether I'm talking about Minute Maid or nature.
But
like, fuck you.
But he was saying the name wrong. I'm like, are we talking about the right? I wanted to make sure we just talk about the right person.
Yeah.
That was it. So I had because I'm a visual person. I'm a dude. Guys are visual person, ladies. So that's why we like pictures of your boobs. All right. That's why we like shit like that. But I'm a visual person. So when you say a name, I'm trying to put a face to the name. I'm like, hey man, are we? Okay, we're talking about okay, cool. Okay, I just want to make sure that's it. I just want to make sure I have the story in my head correctly, though I know who I'm talking about if I hear this later. And he was just like, nope. I'm like, crazy shit, I know. What else? Oh. I'm officially old, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Here's why. I'm
I
officially
think you've
old.
been there for a minute.
The other night, I'm sleeping. And I sleep with a weighted blanket. I have a weighted blanket. It's not a heavy blanket. It's like a 15, 20-pound weighted blanket or something like that. It's not a heavy weighted blanket or something like that. I like it because it gives me a little bit warmth in the winter, and my wife is a demon spawn and has to keep the room at -8. Okay? That's the way she is, and -8 doesn't work for me because I'm old and I have arthritis and my bones hurt. So I sleep with a weighted blanket. So anyways, it's summertime. It's starting to become springtime. The other day, we had the windows open. We fell asleep with the windows open, and it was nice at night. I fell asleep with the weighted blanket on. I got hot. I went to go kick this weighted blanket off and fired up the back spasm so badly in my back at 3:46 in the morning that I let out a and proceeded to cry. I was in that much fucking pain because I kicked off a weighted blanket off of my body.
That's a fucking good one.
Oh, dude, I laid there.
Did Andrea wake up?
Because I woke up and I was waking up going, and covering my mouth because I was coming unglued out of a dead sleep and trying not to wake up the boss that sleeps next to me. And if anybody ever hears this or tells her that I called her the boss, I will deny it. Oh, by the way, the 140-pound Great Dane that sleeps in between us, I can't wake up that princess either. I was in so much pain. It automatically curled me up into a ball, like the fetal position. And by the way, blanket was like wrapped like on an arm and pulling me off bed. And there was nothing I could do about it. And finally, dude, I had to use pure arm strength to get this blanket up over me. Trying not to cry. Trying not to like scream. Dude, I laid there for every bit of like an hour, frozen, afraid to move, afraid to wiggle my toes because I'm afraid that I was going to be a question mark for another 8 months, 9 months because of a weighted blanket. Are you seriously? This is how I think that's how my Monday kicked off. I tweeted. Someone asked me like, "How's your day going?" I'm like, "Well, pull the muscle in my back, throwing a weighted blanket off of me. There's that." I think that's how my week started off.
That's a good one.
Only for it to really put a cherry on top of having shit fucking neighbors. Actually, my neighbors next to me that listen to the podcast, Jeff and Sarah, I love you more than anything. You guys are the fucking best. I will not trade you guys in for the fucking world. Everyone else can fuck off. Especially to the person who
The
called.
weirdos? Are you talking about the weird ones?
Nope. Especially to the ones who called the police department because my son parks his fucking car in front of my house and there's a no parking on that side of his street. Yeah, I had the police department knock on my door and go, "Hey, is that your vehicle? Yeah, can you please move it?" I'm like, "It's parked in front of my house." He goes, "It's no parking on that side of the street." I'm like, "I can give you a ticket or you can move it." I'm when you guys don't have anything fucking better to do?
Yeah.
Are you serious? He goes, "Listen, man, someone called." I'm like, "Who called?" He goes, "They said it unanimously." I'm like, "Of course they did." I'm like, "They can't knock on my fucking door." I'm like, "Is it really that big of a safety hazard?" He goes, "There's just a no park." I'm like, "Where's there a no parking sign?" At the top of the fucking hill, 8 houses
Yep.
up.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You fucking assholes. You piece of shit neighbors. You ain't got nothing better to do but call
But
the
now
fucking
he
cops.
can go park in someone else's in front of someone else's house, and as long as they don't complain, that he's fine.
Yeah. I'm like, "Where would you like to go park his vehicle?" And he was like, I'm like, "You want me to go park it there?" I'm like, "We're there." I'm like, "My driveway's full. I have 4 adults that live in my house that drive, and each of them have a vehicle." Okay. I am fortunate enough to have that
Yeah.
because my father-in-law gave the boys each a car. Okay, it's not like a grand car. It was a cheap, like a Buick. Okay, so come at me. All right.
Yeah.
For being fucking privileged. It was a fucking 98 Buick. Okay. It's not like it's state of the art. Okay.
Yeah.
Take it easy. I'm not white privileged.
I got a 95 Nissan hardbody. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. It's a vehicle to get them to and from work and from and sometimes to C, from A to B and sometimes C, and that's what they have, and they love it. Who the fuck was it hurting in front of my goddamn house? Nobody. So to that person, fuck you. That's what I got to say. Way to
You think it
blanket
was
to
the
kick
weirdos?
off my muscle. Fucking Arnold police showing up at my fucking door. Oh, yep, I live in a suburb of St. Louis. Arnold fucking telling me that I can't park my vehicle in front of my house because there's a no parking sign 8 houses up on a straight street.
Is it the weirdos that watch us in the backyard?
No, I don't think it's them.
Those
I
people
think-
are odd.
I think I know who it is. And no, well, don't.
You
bring it up.
can't.
I wouldn't mean to.
Yeah,
if I
you
tell
can't
Bono
go
about
all the
this.
way in.
I think I
Yeah.
know who it is. And the funny thing, my neighbor who's catty-cornered to me seen me talking to the cop, and the cop was just like, and he was like, "Dude, he did not have any answers or did not want to talk to you." After like 30 seconds of you going, "Really? And is it really that big of like you ain't got nothing better to do?" And he was just like, "Yeah, okay, I'm already over this. I'm done with this guy because he is going." And I just started asking him questions. I'm like, "Where would you park your car?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Where would you park it? If you were me living in my house, where would you park?" So I can't. What we mean not there? We mean not there. Okay. My wife's laughing. The dude across the street is rolling. He's like, "Jesus Christ!" He goes,
Yeah, I would
thought
have been like, "What? Can I park it in front of the driveway? Like, is that okay?"
you know.
Like, I would have been so. Oh,
Okay, would you like me to park it behind the other vehicles in my driveway? That way, every time someone wants to leave, we have to go play musical cars. Like,
yeah.
I don't think
That's what I would have been like. What?
you know, with gas prices being the way they are, officer, I don't think that's a really good idea. I'm like, and we really are trying to cut our carbon footprint here. All right. So me starting with a vehicle every time someone needs to move because I'm fortunate to have 4 adult vehicles in my house or people that drive and go to and from everywhere. Sorry about that. I hope that you are one day there. Fucking asshole neighbors. Like, Jesus, fucking you.
Yeah.
First of all, you couldn't knock on my door and be like, "Hey, man, why is this car parked here? Hey, buddy, this is why. Cut me some fucking slack." I would cut you some fucking slack. I would understand.
Did you ask him if you can park in the yard?
Dude, I'm not. No, I'm not becoming that Hoosier.
I would have asked that question, and if neighbors said anything, been like, "This is what the cop told me to do."
Actually,
you.
no, because then you have to concrete. It has to be on concrete. That's the ordinance. You have to park on
Oh, it
concrete.
does
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
Or here in this city ordinance, because my one neighbor was parking on his side of his house, and they complained. Someone drove by and was like, "You need to get that concreted in." People just can't mind their own fucking business. Mind your business, you know.
Yeah,
That's all it is. That's all we gotta do.
if that was me, if it was allowed, I would just pull your fucking truck into the yard and just be like, "Yeah, what the fuck,
dude?" I pull my fucking truck in the yard. I look like I'm a sponsor by Ford F-150. You know what I mean? It literally like
Oh
the way my heart.
exactly. But it would be such a statement piece.
Yeah. Just saying. It's like, Jesus fuck. Mind your business. I mean, come knock on my door. I'm a nice person. I talk to you. I'll tell you, hey man, I got 4 vehicles here. Sorry. You know, we got vehicles coming from to and from. You know, I think I would. It's just insane. It's just crazy. It's just people just can't do it. Ah, shit. I wanted to bring this up when my wife was here when I forgot about it. But I'll bring it up now. I don't have any more witches. That was the weird shit happened to me. I do have one other thing. One last wish. This hoodie has now gotten us 2 listeners at least.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say into more trouble.
No, this hoodie, I was obviously my chiropractor seen it, and then he was like, "That's nice." And then we went up and got. There's this place called Boardwalk Ice Cream and Waffles and Ice Cream, or Ice Cream and Waffles here.
Yeah.
A dude from New Jersey moved to St. Louis. I have this place called Boardwalk Ice Cream and Waffles. Dude, phenomenal ice cream, and they make waffles in house, and they make like this thing called Wachos. Like it's 2 scoops of ice cream and a waffle, and they put caramel syrup and ice cream on it. Dude, the place is legit. If you're in St. Louis, go check it out. They're opening a 3rd one up in Soulard. Can't wait for that because that just gives me another reason to go to fucking Soulard for no reason. Are you looking it up?
No, I was just looking at something dumb real quick.
Dude, check
So
it.
sorry.
Dude, Boardwalk. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, walked in and dude, the line was out the door. So we went up there, get some ice cream and some waffles. No. And we're sitting, and this dude's like, this guy comes up, they go cut at like his wife and daughter was there. And he comes up, he goes and he butts in front of us and he goes, "Oh, you don't mind?" I'm like, "Obviously you're with your wife, man. You're good." You know. He goes, "Oh, see, this loser doesn't mind," and jokes. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks for noticing the hoodie." And that's all I wand off something at him, just like a stupid one.
Yeah.
Anyways, we go up in line. They're up in front of us. We're standing there. He goes and like sits at a table, like hold a table. Actually, that's what it was. He went to go hold a table for him and his kids. Were like, "Oh, we don't give a shit. Our daughter's doing the same. Knock yourself out, buddy." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just busy. So he comes up and he goes like, and he fired off something like a comment like, "Yeah, thanks for noticing," or fired off something. I can't remember. This is just like a one-off. He comes up and just talking. He goes, "So what's up with the hoodie, man?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a podcast that we do." He goes, "Wait, you do this podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, as he walked out the door, he goes, "Dude, I subscribed. Fucking, I'll be listening, man. Appreciate it." I'm like, "Thanks, dude."
Nice.
So shout out to the guy at Boardwalk Chicken, or I want to say chicken and waffles, but it's ice cream and waffles. So
yeah, I've had 1 or 2 customers notice it whenever I wear my shirt into work, but I don't get too many people asking about it.
It's a good way to free advertisement. Buy a shirt at lostlosers.com. That's all I got to say. All right, last thing.
Wachos, 1 whole waffle cut into pieces with 2 scoops of ice cream drizzled with chocolate and caramel, topped with powdered sugar.
Yeah. They make all different kinds of ice creams. It's legit. All right, last thing, and it's going to be kind of a touchy subject, but I am just going to let everyone know this is something that I think we all need to at least learn to start laughing at again. Because if you can laugh at the Onion, I think you can at least laugh at the Babylon Bee, because it's just So did you see, if anybody doesn't know what the Babylon Bee is, basically the right-wing version of the Onion. You know what the Onion is? It's a parody comedy making fun of everything. So
yeah,
the Babylon Bee kind of does the same thing. They got suspended from Twitter this week, and they are not coming back to Twitter because they refused to remove the tweet. Did you see what it was?
No.
So the tweet that got them suspended for hate speech is the Babylon Bee names Rachel Levine their woman or their man of the year. If you don't know who Rachel Levine is, she's
I
like
think I did see that.
the defense or no, she's like the secretary or the assistant to the Secretary of Health, Department of Health, or something like that.
Yeah.
And was the first transgender 4-star admiral in not the fucking Navy or Coast Guard. So fuck that off right now. But whatever uniform branch of service that she was in.
Yeah.
But she didn't transition until she was fucking 50. Okay, so she lived a long life as a man with a wife and children. Okay, so that's all factual correct. So don't come at me with that shit. But for you not, and if you still have a dick and you're wearing a dress and you're saying crazy shit on TV that a normal person goes, like, and someone pokes the bear at you, you should be able to fucking laugh at yourself, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know
That's why I fucking love Caitlyn Jenner, is because she fully goes into the jokes. Like she.
Did you see what Caitlyn Jenner said today? Okay, hold on.
No.
Back to this Rachel Levine. But you know what I'm saying? At least let's just have some. Can we just start laughing at each other again? Because the Babylon Bee.
She loves those jokes. Caitlyn Jenner does. She absolutely loves jokes like that.
So anybody know who Leah Thompson is? Thomas, the Penn State swimmer.
Oh no.
The transgender Penn State swimmer.
Oh yes, I just saw something about that a little bit ago.
Caitlyn Jenner says you're not the real champion. All right, LGBTQITI plus community, however you say it. I'm not being offensive, or I don't want to, I'm on your side. I want you guys to have your rights to do everything.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that one?
That stuff is odd to me.
Is that what it like?
I don't know where to stand on it.
I don't know.
And I don't feel like
does Caitlyn
maybe
Jenner
this
look
is
at
a cop out, but for that stuff,
I'm turning it over to my wife. I'm like literally, if you really want me to have an opinion on it, and you're gonna put my gun to head, I'll be like, listen, whatever's gonna make you happy. Whatever she says as a woman, whatever a woman says, I'll go with. If my wife says, I'm like, I'm on her.
And that's
side.
the thing is that
I know that's a cop out, but
that's one of those things. That's one of those things where I don't feel like it's my place to have opinion on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if Caitlyn Jenner looked at Leah Tom, what is the Penn State swimmer? Same.
It just popped up a little bit ago on my friend.
I want to get it correctly. I want to get it correct. I don't want to say it wrong or piss anybody else off when I'm just trying to joke here. Okay.
Yeah, Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. If Caitlyn Jenner looks at Leah Thompson and goes, "Listen, a real woman dominates in the man sport and wins gold, and then transitions to a woman, and that's how you win Woman of the Year," I think would have been a little bit better. Okay? Do we not all agree? If Caitlyn Jenner would have just rattled off her gold medals and then told them about transitioning before going into a sport, I think that would have been a little bit I think that would have been icing on this cake of all that in a way, don't you?
All right. So this is another one. I want to laugh at this real quick because I find this at a hilarious point from the other side of the argument.
Yeah.
Is that I just saw an argument that was like, we shouldn't be mad at this because her records are only barely better. So are we saying we shouldn't be mad because they're a bad athlete? Is that what I just read?
It's basic, dude. Okay, one more time. I want to make sure I hear this correctly. One more time. Say
it. There's an argument on the other side that's saying we should be mad. No one should be mad because I'm not upset. I'm not saying we because I'm not in this, but saying that people shouldn't be upset about this because her records are by like fractions of a second better than anyone else, like nothing. And so
Oh, you
to
mean
me,
with her,
that's like,
you mean with her coach yelling at her to slow down?
oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah. So supposedly, I don't know. I didn't see this. I don't know.
But
I'm
just
sure I
even
read it.
from that, that's funny. Just like, we shouldn't be mad at them if they're a bad athlete. Hey,
Did you not see the fucking headline on the New York Times the other day? Here, they're just trying to condition us into being okay with this shit now. Like, when it comes to Leah Thompson and her records and the swimming thing and the transgender, I'm out of it. I'm out of the argument. I'm not in
my
sports.
thought is just going to like, if there's a skinny guy at like a high school, can he just say he wants to perform on the women's team so he can feel better about his score?
Don't you think that's what this might be here?
When people
A
fully
little
go
bit?
through surgery and stuff, it's not as much in my opinion, but I don't know.
Okay. If you go through the entire surgery, then that
Yeah.
takes then you're fully committed and I'm fully on your side.
Yeah.
Okay, if that makes sense. This here, when you're the 457th ranked male, and then you become the number 1 ranked woman because you transitioned or say you're transgender, I have it. That's touchy with me. That's
Yeah.
listen, man, or listen, no, that man. Sorry, don't want to make you mad. Don't make anyone listen, person.
That's why I was just saying they.
Yep, listen, person. I hate they or them because up until 30 seconds ago, it meant a group of people consisting of one of two or more people. Okay, that was a definition
That's
of
why
they
I
or
said
them
it.
until about 30 seconds ago. Listen, person. Maybe sit this one out. You know, maybe just start your own league with, open.
I've heard of that conversation a little bit, but it's not a but is there a big enough population to make a league?
That's the problem because because you only have like one swimming, one wrestling, one boxing, one MMA, one football. That makes you only have these one-offs. You don't
That's what I mean. Like,
have
that's
the
why I
population
think
yet, and
for
that's
me
what's
it's a
shitty.
harder
I know, and
conversation because it is such a small group of people.
Yeah, I know, and we're trying to appease such a small group of people. That's a shitty. Instead
Yeah.
of just saying, "Hey, there's biological science here that stands behind of why you don't compete in this league." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hurting your feelings. We're too busy trying not to hurt people's feelings anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that boiled down to. And that's what that boils down to. We need to start learning to laugh at each other and understand that sometimes our feelings are going to get hurt, but that what makes us better people. And that if we have these open conversations, that we can move forward. But it all starts with us laughing at each other first and knowing our downfalls. And knowing that if I'm walking down the dress and someone yells, "Hey, dude, I am a dude with a penis and a dress," okay? I'm okay with it. Okay?
I've had a few times where I've said like, "Hey, man," and been caught or been told like, "Hey, I don't prefer that." And for me, man is just such a neutral term. That's the only one where I'm like, what?
Listen, I worked in a grocery store when I first got out of the service. I was a manager on duty one time, and this older lady came in, and she was on, and hear me out, and I could be completely wrong, so don't. I caught her on a bad day.
Yeah.
And end up knowing this lady, and she was a really nice person, but she was on, and she was an older lady, but she was on like, or she had like osteoporosis, so she was on a couple things, and she also had to take testosterone shots to help her. So she grew a beard.
Yeah.
Like she grew a beard, like a small chin strap, and talked deep, and her voice was naturally deep to begin with.
Oh no.
I actually called her a ma'am. I'm like, "Excuse me, sir." I'm like, she asked me a question. I'm like, "Yeah." I had my back turned, and when I turned around, I'm like, "Yes, sir. How can I help you?" And my eyes locked on her. Like I could see it was a female, She was like, "It's ma'am." I went, "Sorry about that, sir." And I caught myself again because now I'm staring at this goatee on this woman because she just owned it. Because she did. She owned it. She's like, "I ain't fucking shaving this shit. I'm owning this. I'm fucking 60. I got problems. All right. Fuck off."
Yeah, whatever.
Which is great. You know, she owned it. I own this one. And dude, I felt like a penny waiting for change. I will always want you all to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be the same. And, you know, and that's how I feel about all this. I went, okay, if you want me to call you Tweedledeedle Zippy Doo, I will. But I did that, man. I felt so like shit. I felt so bad. That the lady chewed me an asshole, called corporate on me. End up coming in the next day after I'm on the phone with corporate explaining everything to them. Of like, I literally, I was on the phone with like HR and I went, "I'm owning this one." And she was like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Let me tell you what happened." And she was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if you guys want to write me up, pull up me on, I'll own it." And they're like,
Yeah.
"We never had this before." I'm like, "Oh, I was in the wrong. I was completely in the wrong. I was thrown off guard and it fucked with me. And it was the first time and it was a mistake on me.
Yeah, it's not like I did it on purpose, but I fucked up.
I will own it." And they went. HR goes, "Well, this is new. Like, they didn't know how to handle it." I get done and I go walking out, and this lady goes, I come down, and this lady's like, she goes, I get called down to the front office, and here's this lady. I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" She goes, "I owe you an apology." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "I think I might have got you in trouble." She goes, "Now that I thought about it," she goes, "I was in a bad mood yesterday. I had a bad day. You caught me." I went, "Ma'am, 100%. I am sorry. I own it. And blah, blah, blah. I apologize for that experience with you and my interaction with you." And she was just like, "Yep." Every time she was in the store after that, we talked, we waved.
Totally fine. Yeah,
Totally
exactly.
fine. But I caught her because she was on, like, she had something wrong where she had to take testosterone.
Yeah.
And because I think it had to do with bone density. I'm not a doctor. Don't hold me to that. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I kind of remembered of that. But
I remember I had one on the other side at work where I saw someone walking away in the store and they had a little strut to them, had a little booty shake with their walk and everything. And I was like, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am, do you need any help?" Turned around, high-pitched voice and everything. Thought it was a girl. Totally thought it was like early 30s, late 20s woman. Walked up to me, full beard, just very flamboyant.
like,
And I was just like, fuck.
yeah, and you don't, and it's not like we're talking bad.
And I'm pretty sure he did drag, so he didn't even think anything of it.
Yeah, it's just, listen, don't treat me like an asshole if I walk up and I am 40 years on this planet and I've known this world this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you decide to change the world on me and I didn't know it, don't get mad at me. Okay. Don't get mad at me. I'm just here trying to figure it out just as much as you all are. Okay. We are all in this together. That's all I'm saying. Not all of us can do horrendous shit and get an $80 million pay raise, Deshaun Watson. Oops, did I say that out loud? Oops.
I mean, we can talk about the manslaughter for Caitlyn also.
Or the manslaughter. You know who Deshaun Watson is, don't you?
Yeah, I know that one also.
I cannot. Can we just say, all right.
Where are you going with this one? Where are you going with this one? I don't. Maybe you should bite your tongue.
I'm going to say, I don't want to hear anybody say the system is broken anymore. I think the NFL just stamped it because with Ben Roethlisberger and 90% of the players in the NFL, the system is not broken, because if you can get 22 rape allegations against you and then spin that into an $80 million raise, good on you. Here's the thing that really kind of separates this apart that I really fucks with me. It's not the pay raise and all that. And obviously there was nothing in the criminal world for them to press charges on. Clearly, there was some misconduct that went on, because if he gets suspended in the first year of that new contract that he just signed, do you know what his base pay that they can only fine him out of? is $1 million. Of a guaranteed $158 million contract, his fucking salary for the first year of that contract, if he gets suspended for this season, is $1 million. He will miss game day checks of $1 million. He ain't losing shit if he gets suspended on this. That's the part that does not sit well with me. Clearly, there was some miscontact. Clearly, you're able to spin this in a nut because you're an incredible fucking athlete and you're head and above shoulders than I'll ever be in my entire life. You spend this into a nice contract. I mean, the shitty part, you got to go play in Cleveland, you know? But that's the thing that's shady is that fucking first year base pay $1 million. So you get suspended, that's the money they're taking. Out of that 150 whatever million dollar goddamn contract that you just signed. That's the part that I don't settle real right. There's just something that don't sit right with that. All right.
Like, I'd be going and smoking every night. I'd be who gives a fuck at that point?
Dude, 22 different women accuse you of sexual misconduct. There's an investigation.
So you're saying this dude, the most he could lose is 1 million, or it goes down to 1 million?
So here's how this works. 17 games, right?
Yeah.
$1 million.
Per game?
Nope. Spread out.
For all that.
For all that. So 17 games, $1 million. So 17 into 1 million, whatever that is. That's his game day checks.
Okay.
You get suspended for 6 games. You miss 6 game day checks. That's what he's missing. Next year, when his salary's $60 million fucking dollars a year, divide that by 17. What's your base pay?
Yeah.
So you're saying, okay, say here, we'll just do a simple number. Say he's makes $17 million a year. Okay. He makes $1 million for each game.
Yeah.
This is 6 games. He lives out on $6 million.
Yeah.
Now let's up that to $100 million a game. We make $1,700 million a year. He missed $1,700 million a year. Or $1.7 million, or whatever that is. However much that math. I'm not doing math here. But instead of missing that $1.7 billion, I should say, $1.7 billion a year, he misses out on only $600 million a year.
Yeah.
Still clearly in. You know what I mean?
At first I thought you meant if he
$1.1
gets suspended, he's still confirmed the 150 whatever.
He's still guaranteed the $150 million.
Oh.
But if he gets suspended on the game day check, besides this, if he gets suspended.
Yeah, so who gives a fuck about the game day check? That's what I meant. It's just
exactly. He's not losing.
So for him, if he just goes and jerks off before every game, who gives a shit?
He's not losing out on any. So next year when his base salary goes up, he's not going to lose any fucking. See what I mean? That's the part that doesn't settle right.
That's what I thought. I thought I got mixed up for a second, but I was on track.
Because that first year of his new contract is $1 million. So you structured that thinking you were going to get suspended that way. You know that you're still up for the conduct policy in the NFL and know you're going to get suspended. And you had the malice of forethought to structure your new contract like that. There's something wrong there. That's the part that don't settle right with me. Yep. Other than that, I'm sure besides the rape allegations, I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, I guess. I don't fucking know. Hell of a football player. I mean, see what talent gets you? I couldn't pull off some stuff like that. Dude, 22 women come at me with fucking rape allegations. First of all, my wife's leaving. And second, or sexual misconduct allegations. And then second of all, dude, my life's over. I'm going to prison and they're throwing away the fucking key.
Yeah.
This dude gets kicked out of Houston and gets to go to Cleveland.
Yeah. I can't imagine the lawyer just so stressed. His lawyer, it was losing his mind.
They're like, bro, buy a hooker. Like, Jesus, you have the money to do whatever the fuck you want, and you do shit like this.
If I was their lawyer, I'd be basing it off of like local escort pay of how much he's gonna pay me. Being like, look, this is how much a whore costs. I'm gonna times it by 15, and that's what you're fucking paying me. Like, it'd be some shit like
dude,
that.
Like, yeah, but the lawyers that like in Houston and these big cities, there's like high end escorts at like $200,000.
Yeah, I'm not saying like a lot
It's
lizard.
like,
I'm saying
bro,
high end escort. Yeah,
you're paying me this. This is what you're paying me an hour because this is stupid because you're an idiot.
you could have been paying this. Now you're doing this
Because you're doing
because
dumb shit.
fuck
Because
you.
you don't know how to be a fucking gentleman. You don't know how to fucking
exactly.
act.
That's my thought.
Because-
It's just like, you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. You can't keep your dick in your pants for fucking 45 minutes before talking to someone.
Like, but 22.
Yeah, Jesus.
Dude, 9's a lot. 22. And this dude spun it into an
Nine's
$80
a
million of pay raise. Fucking blows my mind.
9 is a lot.
Sorry, thanks, Tom Segura. Like, I don't know. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. That's it.
Yep.
Let's learn to laugh at each other again. I hope I didn't offend anybody with my take on Rachel Levine. I just think, listen, here's another thing, real quick. Can you imagine if you would have put me in a coma in 2008 and woke me up in 2022? I would have told you to put me back under.
No, what was the last year without iPhone? Because if it was like 2006, 2007, and then to now, because the iPhone was like, even knowing what the iPhone was, I think people started getting of like what it was gonna be in the next years.
Yeah, dude, if I wouldn't have went in a coma in 2008 when Barack Obama was giving his speech about changes in whatchamacallit Park in Chicago, and then you woken me up today, and I'm like, how'd he do? Was he amazing? And you're like, nah, it's just another politician. Be like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. So what happened afterwards? Trump got elected. What? The reality television fucking real estate mogul? How did he become president? Well, what went wrong? Now what happened? Joe Biden. Who's that? Wait, the guy who did the 3 strike bill, they got elected president? Are you serious? Like, wait, what else is going on? Oh, World War III is beginning. Huh? Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, we're coming out of a pandemic. Oh, wait, and World War III is beginning? Wait, how is that possible? We've been locked up for fucking 2 years. You guys were locked up for 2 years, right? Supposedly. Like, it would blow your fucking mind, wouldn't it? Just think about all the shit that's going on.
I've had the simple thought of
Okay.
like trying to explain.
Dude, we're going long.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. We're
Yeah,
wrapping this up.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm fucking
Yep.
going on long.
No, I was thinking about that a few minutes ago.
Can we please start laughing at each other, ladies and gentlemen? That's all I'm asking. I hope you didn't take offense to Rachel Levine. I just thought it was fucking hilarious because she says crazy shit, so people should say some crazy shit back to you. If I say crazy shit, I want you to say crazy shit back to me. She says some crazy shit, somebody should say crazy shit back to her, and it was all love and fun. Let's poke fun at each other back again. God, bring back the jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, and leave.
I feel like that's my
women,
political stance.
and white women and white people. Just like the N-word, leave twerking to the black people. That is it. That is all. I seen a video of a white woman twerking the other day, and I'm like, ooh, white people. We should just leave that to the black people, just like the N-word.
It's few and far between, yeah.
We do not need that dance. Just let them have that. You do not need to do that because it's bad. Black woman does it's fucking amazing because it's cool as shit. But when you look like a piece of plywood shaking in a hurricane, that's not twerking. Okay. I don't think that was too offensive, was it?
No.
Okay. Jamie, anything else?
Don't think so. Cankle _ eater on Twitter.
My wife says go to Scentsy with a Twist, buy all of her Scentsy stuff, make your podcast and your house smell good, studio smell good, and your house smell good. Go to Red Beard Knife and Leather, go get an axe or go get Lucille, all that random stuff. Underground vinyl decal if you need some t-shirts or anything like that. Go to lostlosers.com for all your Lost Loser merchandise and all that good stuff, even stickers. Go get yourself a tot sticker or a Glory to the Loser sticker, which is down here somewhere over here. That's it right there. Lost Losers podcast. Patreon, $5 a month. Remember, that's starting April 3rd. LLP Sunday playlist will be live on Patreon from here on out. Then LLP Storytime starting on April 7th on the YouTube channel at 7. Lost Losers podcast at gmail.com for all your crazy stories for all of that. Losers_lost on Twitter and lost_loser_podcast on Instagram. Go follow us. Love us. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.